Hey guys, it's Mel. It's time for another round of So You Think You Want to Date an INTJ. And today I want to talk about growth. So if you think you want to date an INTJ, you need to be prepared to deal with personal growth. INTJs are all about evolution, efficiency, productivity, making everything better and the best that it possibly can be, including humans. We're trying to help people grow and we want to grow ourselves, and it's a constant movement. So if you're not prepared for that, don't try to date an INTJ. I'm just saying. In order to grow, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to go outside your comfort zone. Think about just working out. If you're going to tone muscles and gain muscle mass, you're going to have to hurt. And this is the path to growth. This is the path to becoming better. And a lot of people don't like that path and they want to avoid it, and they want to just get to a place and they're in their 20s and they have a job and they go to that job and they have enough money to live off of and they're cool and they just want to remain that way for the rest of their life and not change anything. And if you're like that and you want that and you want to maintain that, don't date an INTJ, because we're going to destroy your world. That's all I'm saying. And I don't know, it makes me think about in high school when people are signing yearbooks and I don't know, there's probably 100 people who signed my yearbook that said something along the lines of stay cool, don't ever change, which to me was kind of like curse words. Why would you say that to anyone? Is that a curse? Don't ever change? We're in high school. I should change a lot, especially before I see you again at some 20-year reunion or something like that. And I don't know. I always thought of it as just a challenge. I tried to get everybody in the entire school to sign my yearbook, which of course never happened. I don't think there were that many people who liked me. But anyway, I just wanted to complete it, collecting all of the baseball cards in the series. So I wanted to collect everybody's signature. Anyway, but yeah, and people wrote less than desirable things sometimes. Anywho, I still think that is terrible. Why would you wish for somebody not to change? I live on the other side of that. Constant growth, constant improvement. I want to change. I want to grow. I want to evolve. I want to become the best person that I can be. I've read somewhere and heard and repeated in my mind a million times, but it goes somewhere along the lines of if you treat a man the way that he is, he will stay as he is. But if you treat that man the way he ought to be, and what he could be, then he'll become the bigger man. And INTJs operate kind of in that universe. We look at people and see more, just like processes and things and everything that we look at. We see beyond it. We see the possibilities. We see multiple possibilities of everything that could possibly come and be. And so a good analogy for that would be a house. This house is up for sale. It's been foreclosed on. It's been utterly trashed, and it's, as is foreclosure from the bank or whatever up for auction, right? And you're walking around looking at it. And most people are going to look at that and be like, oh my gosh, this is too much of an investment. I don't want to do that. But an architect or somebody who sees beyond that, they see the bone structure of the building and they see what that could be, and they take in the fact of the location and the acreage of the property and all of these things of this is salvaging, this I can do something with, this is amazing what you have to work with. And INTJs kind of see that way. Not that all people are foreclosed homes that are disasters, and I'm not saying that everybody is that way, or that it's just really a dramatic hyperbole there of an exaggerated example. But the point is that different people view that different ways. And INTJs kind of look at that. We're looking at the bone structure of something. We're looking at people as they exist, their characteristics, their personality, and everything that they could potentially be. Just like an interviewer might look at resumes, right? When you hire somebody for a job, you're not hiring a resume. You're not hiring everything that they were and where they've been. You're hiring a person. And that person is going to help you in the future of what they can accomplish, what they will do in the future. And it doesn't relate to what they were in the past. It might give some forward projection of the trajectory that they're moving along, but it is not indicative of what is to come. And INTJs usually have this uncanny sense where we understand that about people. We don't want to waste time with people that are not worth our time. So we are quick to sever relationships. We're quick to pull away. We aren't quick to jump into deep relationships. And we view intimate relationships as something that is mutually beneficial. And me personally, I think the only reason to have intimate relationships, because let's face it, I'd rather just be me and myself and I, where I don't have to deal with the emotions and to deal with other human beings, because it's unpredictable and I can't control it and I don't always know what's going on and I have to struggle to understand the other person. But in order to reach my full potential and to grow myself, I have to engage in those intimate relationships. And there's an aspect to that where an intimate relationship allows you to grow in ways that you can't on your own, and the other person provides perspective by kind of reflecting back to you things about yourself that you hadn't been able to uncover yourself. And that's the benefit to having the intimate partner, at least from my view and from an INTJ perspective. So that's what I want. Like, that's what I expect from you, and that's what I give in return, is that I'm trying to help provide that insight. Now, a lot of other personality types, you view this behavior and it's different. And then me as the INTJ, I am trying my best to put all of my work and all my effort into the relationship and the success of the relationship, and like working hard and over analyzing and overthinking and overworking the relationship. And that I want to grow. I want to make you better. I want to help you grow and everything. And another personality type, a different person, is going to look at that, and usually it's going to come out like this: why are you always trying to change me? Why can't you just love me the way that I am? You never accept me for me. Which isn't true. And that's just all about perspective, because again, INTJs, we don't waste time on stuff, in particular people, because they're loose cannons and we can't control them. And yes, I don't know how many people have thrown that whole cliche at me about don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. But when it's a bad idea and it's a bad plan and it's going to waste time and not be effective at all, you just throw it away and start over. So you might have a foreclosed house with awesome bone structure and a great location with lots of property, and you can turn it into something else. And sometimes it's just great property with a crappy house on it, and the best thing to do is just plow that sucker over and build a new one. And an INTJ is going to be the first one to jump on that bandwagon of like, let's just start over, we'll scrap it. And so that's what we do to relationships. If we did not like you, if we did not accept you for who you are deep down inside, and your personality and the characteristics that make you who you are, and not these other things that you can evolve to becoming better of who you are, we would throw you out. So if we're there and we're trying to help you and we're trying to push you into being better with something, we love you, we accept you. That's why we're there, and that's why we're doing it. It's kind of the INTJ's way of showing affection and love, is that we want to be there and help you grow. Because again, we're thinking about that quote in my head of like, we do you a disservice to treat you the way that you are and have you stay that way, because we don't want you to never change. We want you to continue to evolve because we love you and we want the best for you. So we want you to grow. We want you to be the best possible you. We want you to become the bigger, better person, everything that you can be. And sometimes we push too hard, and I will concede that and we can be overwhelming in our approach. And I don't know why, but you can tell me, and my fellow INTJs to other people do this to you too, but like any time that I try to, my mind's all over the place all the time. Even when I, record these videos, like the things are all over and I'm trying to, group them all together. So if I take the time to write out all my thoughts and like try to harness the power that is all the thoughts that are running all over the place, there's a lot of words, okay? And it's gonna be long. And when I put all those words down and I try to share them with somebody else, it inevitably ends up being called a manifesto. But this is what happens in relationships that I've found, that if I get into a place where I'm feuding with my husband and everything feels like it's shot to hell and I feel like it's broken and I don't know how to fix it, and I outline everything about our relationship, about how I feel, about what I view, what I think he needs to do, what I need to do, what we can do to change things, what I don't like, what I do like, and I outline all these things, and it ends up being 10 or 20 pages, and then I bring it to him, and it'd be like, here, like, I don't know how to explain this to you, but I wrote it all down for you. That I've learned that can be very overwhelming to other people, and also that it's just almost, I don't know, it's kind of conceited when you bring it in the form of a proposal of like, here is how I propose we fix our relationship. I've solved the problem. Let's do it. That the intimate relationship between two people like this, things should be talked about and discussed and decided on together, as opposed to let me think about it, I'll solve the problem and then I'll tell you how we need to fix it. But all in all, INTJs, we like to grow. We want to grow as humans. We want you to grow. If we care about you, to have you in our lives, we want you to grow and be the best person that you can be. And if we're going to spend time on an intimate relationship, we want that relationship to be the strongest possible relationship that it can be. And we want to create it in a way that we both benefit, that it's mutually beneficial between the two of us to grow and evolve in that relationship. And if it doesn't anymore, cast it aside and move on to find something else. Like, that's what we're after. So don't get caught up in that. Don't worry about, oh, they're trying to push me to change or grow. It's because of the potential. It's because of our affection. It's because we want you to be better. But you have to be prepared for that. So if you don't want to spend the rest of your life with somebody who is pushing you to be better, who does not allow you to sit back and be like, yeah, I get the job I want, the house I want, I'm good. Let's just sit back and watch Netflix until we die. If you want to live that life, run away from the INTJ relationship, because we don't want to do that. We want to get better, and we want to constantly fix things and find efficiencies, and everything can constantly be improved and made better. And so, that's what you sign up for. At least in my opinion. I don't know. When I'm 70 years old, I might change my mind. I don't know. But for now, this is where I am. And in my, dating history, I'll tell you, like, the number one thing of like why I wouldn't date men who pursued me is for lack of ambition. Is if you are not going after something bigger than where you are, have absolutely no interest whatsoever. And I don't know, you can ask my fellow INTJs, can sound off in the comments and let me know if you agree, or what else you have in there. But that constant pursuit of growth and being better and desiring more, and it's not about money or power or anything, it's just the fact of evolution and finding the better way to do things, and so anyway, if you think you want to date an INTJ, just be prepared to deal with growth. prepared to face your demons, to go back and face your childhood, anything that could potentially get in the way of everything, because an INTJ is going to excavate the hell out of everything in your entire life, trying to make you the best person that you could possibly be. So if there's anything you don't want to deal with, run away from the INTJ now. Just trying to help you out. So that was fun. I'm Mel. Those are my thoughts. This was fun. Thanks for watching. See you next time.